I want to welcome all of you. So it seems like most of you are here now. Lots of people are chiming in and entering this class from all over the world. I am Brenda Waters. Many of you know me as Miss H2O from Hair Battle Spectacular Season 2. I first want to commend all of you for taking the time out of your day to invest in yourself and your career. I am so excited about this information because it took me years to learn it. And hopefully I'll be able to cut some of that time off of your career so you don't have to spend so much time investigating and wondering how to attract celebrity clients or high-end clients. You'll be able to get a lot of valuable information from this class. I first want to give you a little bit of background information on myself, but I want you guys to know that I am so used to standing in front of people when I deliver information, so this is always a little weird for me to have you in a web class where I can't see your face. I definitely need to feel your energy and hear your interaction. So as we go throughout the information today, if you think of any questions that you have, you can save them to the end, but if it's something that's burning on your mind, just go ahead and type that into the question box, and then we'll try to address those at the very end of the class. So a little bit about me. I knew when I was about 5 years old that I wanted to be a hairstylist, not just a stylist, not just any stylist. I wanted to make people beautiful and change lives. And I know that's why many of you got into this industry. Now, I've been in the beauty industry for over 20 years and have had the opportunity to work with some amazing people. I've been really blessed. My work has been featured in numerous local, national, and international magazines. You've probably seen some of my work on red carpet and television such as WeTV, Hallmark Channel, Oxygen, and Lifetime Television. So now, enough about me. I would like to hear about you guys. We want to go ahead and run a poll right now and find out a little bit about you guys. So I want to know if you are a hairstylist, a makeup artist, a salon owner, or more, or other, sorry. If you are one of these, please go ahead. You should see a poll on your screen right now. Go ahead and put in your information so we can get some feedback on who's joining us today. It looks like we have people in here in the class from all over the world, and poll numbers are coming in now. This is looking good. We got a mixture of people here. So in just a second, we're going to close the poll so you guys can see who all is joining us here. All right, looks like about 40% are hairstylists, 40% are makeup artists and hairstylists, and looks like 20% are salon owners. All right, so this is great. This is really good. So we have some hairstylists here, some hair and makeup artists here, and some salon owners. This is going to be some valuable information for all of you today. So thank you so much for participating in that poll. So let's go ahead and dive into this information. So I've already told you a little bit about myself. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I started to build my clientele. But first, let's talk about how meeting Queen Latifah changed my life. Now, I started, let's see, when I was about 12, I started taking clients in my mother's kitchen. And then by the age of 17, I was working in a hair salon. And shortly after that, graduated from high school, went to Georgia State University where I obtained a bachelor's degree in business. But while I was going to school, I had to put myself through school. I had to make money. You know, I needed to survive. So I actually took clients in my dorm room. In addition to that, I also worked at a bookstore at a mall here in Atlanta. And this particular day, I was working at the bookstore, and my manager comes to me and he says, tomorrow, Queen Latifah is coming in, and she's going to do a book signing for her new book, Ladies First. And I get to bring one of my staff members with me, and I'd love for it to be you. Would you like to join me? And I'm like, hello, yes, I would like to join you. So the next day rolled around, I skipped all my classes, and I went in to work so that I could obviously meet Queen Latifah. So Queen Latifah walks into the room, and I'm like, oh my God, because, I'm from a small town. This is the first celebrity I'd ever met. We don't meet people of this status, this celebrity caliber on a daily basis. So of course I was totally flabbergasted, like, wow, speechless. But as I stood there and watched Queen Latifah, someone else quickly took my attention away from her. And it was this person who kept getting up every 10 minutes, and she combed her hair, or she tucked her hair behind her ear, or she sprayed a little hairspray here or there. And I just kept staring like, who is this person? And the more and more I watched, the more and more it intrigued me. So finally, it's my time to walk up, meet Queen Latifah, and have her sign my book. I shake her hand, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so great to meet you. I'm totally awestruck and flabbergasted. But what was even more mind-boggling was the person who was standing behind her. I wanted to meet that person. So Queen Latifah then exits. She walks out into the store, and she gets ready to meet the rest of her fans and start her book signing. So this person is walking behind her, and I run up, and I'm so scared and nervous, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to ask her. I said, excuse me, are you her hairstylist? And she looked at me and said yes. Her name was Julie Taylor, and she was Queen Latifah's hairstylist and had been for several years. I then proceeded to ask her questions about how she got started, what she does for a living, what her life is like every day. And she graciously took the time to literally walk through the entire process of becoming a celebrity stylist with me. She talked to me about how to build my portfolio, how to join a union, how to get my name out there, how to build a brand, how to even, set myself up so that I am able to be in the company of people who know celebrity stylists. The information that she gave me, it was just so profound. I mean, she took 15 minutes of her time to talk to me. And that 15 minutes completely changed the trajectory of my career. Her taking that time to talk to me just gave me a whole new insight on life. I never even knew that you could actually be a celebrity stylist. We're talking 20 years ago, back in the day where it wasn't a popular thing. Hairstylists were not on television. We actually were never even seen. Hairstylists and makeup artists, you never saw us. You saw our work, but you didn't see us. So I was just absolutely blown away. This opened my whole world, and it changed everything for me. And that is what I hope to do for you guys today. I want to give you some information that hopefully can have you looking at your career in a completely different way, and know that you can do anything that you set your mind to. So let's talk about high-end clients. What is a high-end client? A client who is sophisticated and discerning. A high-end client usually has a higher disposable income. Now, these clients are very, very in tune. They can sense professionalism, high quality, luxury a mile away. And many times they're used to living a lavish lifestyles, and they've become accustomed to experiencing high quality service. So it's very important for you as a hairstylist and a makeup artist and salon owner to offer the highest quality service that you possibly can. Now, who are our high-end clients? They're attorneys, they're doctors, they're pro athletes' wives, they're CEOs of major corporations, they're stay-at-home wives or moms, they're socialites, they're celebrities. And I wanted to really hone in on this today because a lot of us just automatically go straight to the celebrity status, like, oh my God, high-end clients just mean celebrities. But there is a whole nother world of high-end clients that some stylists and makeup artists don't even think about. And it's as good or better than doing or taking on a celebrity client, because there are a lot of things that go into maintaining and taking care of clients who are celebrities. So I want you to kind of think outside your box a little bit today. Think about other ways that you can start attracting high-end clients that will include celebrities, but does not exclude other people who are considered high-end. Now, let's talk a little bit about the gap in our industry. It's so interesting when you look out there. There are some amazingly talented hairstylists. They are absolutely amazing. You see them everywhere. They're in magazines, they're on television, they're doing their thing. And then there's some that you never hear about. Now, what is the difference between a hairstylist that makes $20,000 a year versus a hairstylist that makes $100,000 a year? I mean, do you ever wonder why some stylists charge $25 for a haircut, and then you have some that can demand $125 or more? There are some stylists who barely make $20,000 a year, and there are others who rake in over $100,000 a year. Now, in this web class, I'm going to teach you the things that separate ordinary hairstylists from extraordinary hairstylists. The difference between an okay makeup artist and a phenomenal makeup artist. And this goes for hair salons as well. What makes your salon different or better, or what are you offering so that you can set yourself apart and charge higher prices for your services? Now, I'm going to give you my 4-step formula for building a high-end clientele. Actually, it's going to be 5 steps because I'm going to give you guys a bonus step. Now, these steps include mindset, education, branding, relationship building, and professionalism. But first, before we get into that, I want you to do a little self-evaluation. Okay? So obviously, you want to start taking high-end clients. So you know what? Let's do this. Before I go a little bit further, I actually want to see how many of you right now, have, let's see. Let's do this poll. Do you currently take or have any celebrity or high-end clients? I want you guys to answer yes or no to that question. Just kind of let me know if you're already taking high-end clients, or do you already have celebrity clients? And we've kind of defined what a high-end client is. So for those of you who are, go ahead and give us some feedback. So it looks like the poll results are coming in right now. And this is pretty interesting. I'm going to actually release this poll. I think most of you have already launched your answer. We'll go ahead and let you see the results. Very interesting. It's about 50-50. This is really good. So there's some of you who are already doing that. There are some of you who are trying to figure out how to start doing that. So the ones of you who are, maybe what you learned from this class is how you can add to what you're already doing and be more effective. So this is good. So what we want to do is go ahead and talk a little bit about you. What it's going to take for you personally to actually be able to do this. So let's do some self-evaluation. Does this type of client fit into your life? And what do I mean by that? Are you able to travel last minute? Are you able to come in early or work late hours? And sometimes if you end up working on set, you may have an early call time. So you have to think about your life right now and your career right now. Do you have the space on your schedule to be able to take on a high-end client who may be a little bit more demanding on your schedule and your time? Do you have the time? Do you have other stylists that you can refer your clients to? If you get a last-minute phone call right now, okay, today, that tomorrow there's someone who is a celebrity who needs you to come do their hair, and they want you to do it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You already know you have a full book of clients, and they need you. They've heard that you're great at what you do, and they want you to come tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Now, you have to decide, okay, am I willing to risk losing my clients and go take this celebrity, Or how can I work this out so everybody wins? So you got to think about things like that. This was something that I did not think about early on. I just go, oh my God, I just want to do celebrities. I want to do celebrities. I want to travel. And I didn't think about how that would actually work with my lifestyle and my schedule. So start thinking about stuff like that. So think about other hairstylists or makeup artists that you can refer your clients to if you have to reschedule them, so that those clients don't feel put out by you advancing your career. And the other thing I want you to think about is, do you have the personality to deal with these types of clients? Because some of them now, they could be a little bit high maintenance. So are you able to deal with that? One, you have to be professional. You have to be flexible. You have to be trustworthy and intuitive. I mean, you're talking about clients who are of high profile. They're usually in the media. They might be on tabloids. They may invite you into their homes. And you may actually witness and see things that, most people don't see. They want to know that they can trust you, that what you see while you're with them, you're not going to go and blabber to your story to a tabloid so that you can get paid. So, it can be very demanding to start taking on these clients. Also, are you assertive? Are you able to be assertive if necessary? If you have a celebrity client that you have admired since you were a kid, and this happened to me once, and you're standing there just completely starstruck, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, can't believe it. And you're looking at them, you're trying to hold yourself together, and they're telling you, okay, I want this done in my hair, and I'm thinking about this. Are you able to say, you know what, I don't think that's going to be the best look for you. This is what my recommendation is, because they're coming to you because you're an expert, because of your professionalism. Or it may call for you to have to be quiet and reserved. So are you able to balance your personality out? So in the event that you have to say something, you can speak up, or in the event that you need to be quiet because that person just needs their own private time, or they just want to relax in your chair, you can do that. Now, all of this may sound a little premature for those of you who are not already doing celebrity clients or taking high-end clients, but I want to put these things out to you to get you thinking so that you can be proactive in how you approach your career. Now, in this class, you're going to learn how to attract high-profile clients that are willing to pay premium prices for your hair and makeup services. We're going to talk about how to finally get paid what you're worth. I'm going to teach you my unique 4-step, now 5-step formula for attracting high-end clients. I'm going to show you an easy and effective way to make retail sales, without feeling like you're selling anything. You don't want to feel like you're, pushing or pressing a person to buy products. But I'm going to show you the easiest way I've ever discovered that increased my sales overnight. I'm going to also teach you how to do the polar opposite of what everybody else is doing. Everyone else is hoping, they're wishing and praying that one day their favorite celebrity will call them up and schedule an appointment. And it does not always work like that. By taking this class, you are strategically positioning yourself to become one of the most sought after hair and makeup artists in your industry. So let's go ahead and dive into this information. The first part of this formula is mindset. Mindset is a belief or a way of thinking that determines one's behavior or outlook and mental attitude. Now, the first thing you have to have is confidence. If you're attracting a high-end clientele, you must be confident in yourself and in your services and skills that you offer. I challenge you today to release your fears and your insecurities. Go ahead and face them head on. Try to allow yourself to get over those things. And don't even think about your competition or tell yourself that there are other stylists out there that are better than you. And even if that is the case, don't focus on that, because in the grand scheme of things, you have zero competition at being you. Think about that. There is zero competition. Nobody else can be you better than you. No one has your past. No one has your look. No one has your voice, your talent, or your skill, because all of those things are unique to you. You are an unique, irreplaceable, unrepeatable hair artist. So how do you get paid what you're worth? You have to first believe you're worth it. if you decide to raise your prices, let's say, I don't know where you guys fall in the range of what you're charging, but let's just say $55 for a haircut. So if you decided to raise your prices from $55 to $60, but you don't believe that you're worth it or that your client is willing to pay that, then guess what? You won't receive that. But if you understand business, and you understand the cost of running a business along with utilities and overhead, all these things increase year after year, then your price should automatically increase at least 2 to 3% a year. And most of us want to justify it. Well, if I raise my prices, I don't know, what if my clients don't come back? Or what if they complain about it? In almost every industry, once you receive a higher level of education, it affords you the opportunity to be considered for a higher pay grade. Then people who get a higher diploma or a higher degree, they then can demand the dollar amount that they want to make because they have invested in their education. Now, this applies to the beauty industry as well. We as hairstylists and makeup artists and salon owners, we're no different. Why should it be any different? Educate yourself. Take classes. Doing what you're doing right now, you're adding to your value as a stylist and as an artist. Attend hair shows, get certified in new techniques, learn new cuts and colors, watch hairstyling DVDs or online videos, take CEU courses that apply to your specialty. These things will help increase your confidence level. And guess what? Once you increase your confidence level and you increase your education, you then can demand the dollar amount that you want for the services you're offering. And you can explain to your clients, guess what? I've educated myself. I'm now certified in this particular process, in this particular system. So explain to them, you know, my prices now is X dollars. And don't hesitate about it. What I want you guys to start doing when it comes to mindset, I want you to start envisioning, and I want you to think of yourself as though you already have a client roster full of high-end clients and celebrities. I'm not saying, you know, get a big ego and, oh, I'm all that, you know, I got it going on. It's great to think that, but don't let that take over. Understand that you have something to offer in a way that only you can give. Start treating your clients. Actually, all of your clients right now, you should be treating them like they're stars. Treat them like they're stars. Because if you treat every client as if they are Beyonce, when Beyonce actually comes in to have her hair or makeup done by you, it's not extremely uncomfortable or intimidating for you because guess what? You've become accustomed to giving your clients the star treatment. So go ahead and put yourself in that place. Go ahead and up your customer service and give your clients that star treatment every single time they come in. Now, there is no lack of clients. A lot of us like to think, well, it's not enough for us to go around and nobody's going to choose me. But that's a mentality I just don't want you to have because you can't get far thinking like that. There are more than enough clients to go around for all of us. And I want you to start working smart, not hard. Now, my hats go off to the salon owners, the makeup artists who are always on their grind. You come in early, you work late. There are some of you who work 6 days a week, taking 10 clients a day, or even those of you who only can work when you can because you'll work whatever day you need to because you need to make the money. My hats go off to you, but I want to challenge you to broaden your thinking. If you knew that you could make more money and work less hours, would you be interested in finding out how? I know I would. When someone first had this conversation with me, I was like, okay, yeah, let me know how I can, you know, take 2 clients a day and still make as much as I was making when I was taking 10 clients a day. Fill me in. So you have to believe that you can build your career and that you can cater to these clients. You got to first start by believing in yourself. The one thing that I want you to remember is that if you say you can't, then you can't. If you say you can, then you can. Confucius says that the man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. Which one will you be? So let's go ahead and go a little bit further into the second part of this formulation, which is education. Now, I want you to learn everything you can, every single thing you can about your industry and what you do. Learn how to do everything, but become a specialist in something. Now, I got some information early on when I was at Georgia State University in an entrepreneurship class, and a serial entrepreneur told me this information. He was like, learn to do everything, but become a specialist in something, because that's what separates you and catapults you to a place where you can start charging the dollars that you want and demand the prices that you deserve. Become an expert at what you do. High-end clients want to know that they're working with an expert. You should know your market and you should know your industry. And I want you guys to start thinking about forming partnerships within your salon or outside of your salon. Most of us, and I have been guilty of this, have been afraid to network or connect with other hairstylists, because guess what? We're back to that laugh mentality. Oh my God, what if they try to steal my clients? Or, oh my God, I'm not sure. She thinks she's better than me, or I'm not good as her. All these stories that's running in our head, and I want you to throw that out today. Excuse me, sorry. I want you to throw that out. I want you to start partnering with other hairstylists, whether it's your colleagues that you work with, makeup artists, other photographers. I even want you to start partnering with people in the medical industry. Now you think, how do I get to those high-end clients? You get to the other people in different industries and professions who actually have high-end clients. Okay, so I want you to think about people like endocrinologists. These are doctors who really specialize in thyroid disorder and thyroid disorders. A lot of clients end up going to endocrinologists because they're having some type of hair loss issues. Dermatologists, trichologists, plastic surgeons, internal medicine physicians. I've received many, actually several high-end clients referrals, and they came from doctor's offices. So, you know, you can go introduce yourself. Just go and say, hey, you know, hi, I'm Brenda, and I'm a hairstylist, and I work in the industry, and I work near your office. Can I give you some information? You can even offer to give the staff members makeovers, because if you think outside the box, you'll be able to grow your career faster and build a high-end clientele faster than you could have ever imagined. The third thing I want you to start doing is building a brand. If you are an expert in what you do and specialize in a particular service in this industry, you must build a brand. Building your personal brand so that the world knows who you are. Now, the first thing many people do when they're looking to have like a beauty service done is they go to our good friend Google. So, you know, think about what you do every day. If you're looking for a particular facial service, or let's just say you wanted to get a breast implant, you're going to go on Google and search for probably the best plastic surgeon in your city. And that's the same thing people do when they look for hairstylists or makeup artists. But what you have to understand is how all of it works when it comes to the internet. There's a new finding from Chatika, which is an online ad network, and that what they found is that results that show up on the first page of Google generate 92% of all traffic from an average search. And if you're on the second page, it only gets 4% of traffic. So what does that mean for us as hairstylists, business owners, salon owners, is that if you're on that first page of Google, that is the gold mine. The gold mine, because you are the person who everybody's going to click on first. Very, very rarely do people scroll to the second page. So think about how you can start building your brand so that you can get on that first page of Google or any search engine. Now, what does it mean to build a brand? It means having business cards, having an online presence, and getting media exposure. We talked about how to get media exposure and how to get yourself out there and be printed and featured in magazines. and how to get your work in publications on our last web class. You definitely want to make sure that you have a website. And having a website means having a logo and colors that correlate and represent your business. So all of this goes with branding. A lot of people get a little confused with that, but it literally is about being consistent, having that consistency, being original, standing out, so that every single time a person sees you, or they see your logo, or they see your website, they are seeing a consistent message. They're seeing the same colors, they're seeing the same symbols, and it just, as soon as they see that, it reminds them of you. It's just like Nike. Whenever we see a check, made in a certain way, designed in a certain way, we automatically think Nike. Doesn't even have to have the word Nike next to it. So that's, Nike has branded itself. And that's what I want you guys to start doing. Now, when you're branding, you should be consistent among your social media sites as well. So if you have a Facebook page or a Google Plus, something like Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, or even Model Mayhem, make sure you keep your branding consistent amongst all of these social media platforms. So, whatever you have on Twitter, you should have the same thing on Facebook, same thing on Twitter, on Pinterest. All of these things should be consistent. So if you're building your brand, say for instance as a colorist, and you're specializing in color correction, the goal is to get your website to show up on the first page of the search engine. So if a potential high-end client is searching for a colorist who does the best color correction in their city, you'll show up first. Okay? So the whole goal is, for instance, when I started building my business, I knew how to do everything. And when I say know how to do everything, you guys, I mean black hair, white hair, Asian hair, blue hair, green hair, long hair, short hair. It doesn't matter. Curly, straight, fine, wavy, every single thing. It has nothing to do with culture or race. Hair is hair. So a lot of times we limit ourselves because we pigeonhole our talents and say, oh, this is the only type of hair that I'm comfortable with. Step outside your comfort zone and learn to do something new. And what you have to do at the end of the day is decide what you want and brand yourself so you can build an empire around that. And that's exactly what I did. I decided that I wanted to specialize in hair extensions. I wanted to be the top, the best, the number 1 go-to hair extension specialist in Atlanta, Georgia, and abroad. So what happens is you start there with a smaller demographics. Let's say in your small city, if you're in Chicago or if you're in New York or LA, start small, start in your city, and then expand. I have had the opportunity to have people contact me from all over the world. Just had someone contact me from New Zealand because they've heard about my hair extensions. So if you guys follow these steps, I guarantee that you'll get to that place where you don't have just people in your city wanting to come to you for your services. You have people outside your city and outside the country seeking you out for your services because you brand it yourself. Now, one of the most important things that I learned very, very early, and it was attributed to working in a high-end salon with some amazing people, Benjamin Riddle and Joseph Richardson. They started a salon here in Atlanta and brought me on very early on in its inception. And they taught me something very important that changed the way I dealt with clients. They taught me how to build relationships. And we don't get enough of this in our beauty schools or at hair shows because a lot of times we like, all the fire and the flame and the glitz and the glamour. We like all this fun, fabulous hair. But the core of what we do is business and understanding how to build relationships with people. That's what's had me, allowed me to be so successful and have clients coming back time after time after time. In a recent Pivot Point survey, 81% of people rated their relationship with their stylist as one of the most important reasons they choose their salon. That's pretty profound. 81% of people. So we think it's all about our fabulous hair we're doing, right? Like they're not coming back for that. They're coming back because of you, because of who you are. Now, if you don't build your books on relationships, people will leave you faster than you know. I mean, they will be in and out. Like, okay, I went to her once, on to the next one. Oh, I tried someone else. You want loyal clients. You want to build a loyal following. So I don't want you to focus on building your books. Rather, I want you to focus on building relationships and building a following. It's the relationships that really bring in the high-end clients. Most of these clients will come to you through referrals. My very first celebrity client was a referral from another one of my clients. So it was me, back to what I was saying about treat everybody like a star, give them that star treatment. It was me offering those star treatments as if they were celebrities to my everyday clients, because that's your bread and butter. These are the people who come to you weekly, or they may come to you every 6 weeks, like clockwork. These are the people who are helping you really build your business. So you really have to give them your best and give them the highest customer service possible. It's not like, oh, I'm going to treat my regular clients like this, and then I'm going to treat my celebrity clients like this. No, it should be the same across the board. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average hairstylist makes $22,700. And now, you guys, this includes tips. $22,700. But by implementing some of the things that you're going to learn in this class, you'll be well on your way to tripling that. If you're a stylist or makeup artist or salon owner who's already making $60,000 a year, incorporating these strategies along with what you're currently doing is only going to help you double that number. So I want to see all of you making 6 figures, because we can. We can. There's no reason why our industry is different than anybody else's. There's no reason why our industry should be different than doctors or lawyers or, contract workers or any person in a high-end professional field or real estate agents. There's no reason why we should be any different. We should be able to demand the prices for our services that we know we deserve, because we have the talent, the skill, and the expertise and experience to back it up. Now, the next thing I want you to remember, and one of the most important things, is to be professional. Professionalism. And you guys, this is my bonus, actually. This is the bonus part of this entire 4-step formula, because I'm blown away. I'm flabbergasted by how unprofessional some people in our industry can be. There are people who have called me up and said, Brenda, I've searched and searched and searched, and I cannot find a good hairstylist. And there are hundreds of thousands of hairstylists in Atlanta. Because when I'm unable to take clients, I want to be able to refer my clients out. And then some of my clients will just go out on their own and they will search for someone because I'm not able to service them. But when they come back to me and say, oh my God, can you please give me a referral because I cannot find anyone, everybody's unprofessional, and they come to work and they're nasty and they smell like smoke, it blows my mind. Professionalism, you guys, starts the minute the client calls your establishment or calls you to schedule an appointment. The person who answers your phone is one of the most important aspects of your business. The first phone call can set the tone for the entire experience. Your front desk staff is generally the first person your client sees. So whether you're answering your phone or you've hired someone to answer your phone, understand the importance of that job. Now, it's so important to keep your conversations professional. When you're in the salon, nobody wants to hear about how drunk you got the night before. Nobody wants to hear about the fight you got into with your boyfriend before you left for work. I used to work this one colleague. Oh my God. Sometimes I just wanted to die when he would open his mouth, because he talked to his clients and everybody in the salon could hear him about his sex life. And I will tell you, he was very descriptive. And although that could be very entertaining for some and they find it, absolutely hilarious, it could be extremely uncomfortable for others. Now, if your client is sitting in your chair and they have to hear what this person is saying, that might make them think, you know what, I don't know if I want to come back to that. The other thing is gossiping. Gossiping and talking about other clients is completely unprofessional, because here's the thing, you don't know who the client in your chair knows. You don't know who the client in the chair next to you knows. You don't know who these people associate with. So watch what you say and how you say it. And talking negatively about the salon or your colleagues to your clients is totally inappropriate. And you think that this information, like, it's just common sense for a lot of us, but sometimes it's things that we don't even think about. We're just like, oh, we're being ourselves and we're having fun and we're at work and we're just, but when you talk about raising the bar and attracting a higher end clientele or celebrities, would you act in that manner if a celebrity was in the salon? So my rule of thumb is the 80-20 rule. I'm sure you guys have heard this in all different aspects of business. So what I want you to do is have 80% of your conversation be about business and 20% of it be about your personal life. Just start kind of practicing that. So let the client talk about their personal life all day long, but your personal life should be very, very, very small portion of that conversation. The most of it should always go back to business. Some of my celebrity clients would come in, or my high-end clients would come in and say, Brenda, oh my God, what have you been up to? What are you doing? I'm not going to go in and start telling them, and me and this person, we went out and I got into a fight with this person. That's not what they want to hear. What are you doing? I'm going to start telling you about my business endeavors. I'm going to tell you about the new products that I'm creating. I'm going to tell you about the new website that I just developed. I'm going to tell you about business because like-minded people like to be around like-minded people. And guess what? They may actually get an interest in what you're doing and want to joint venture with you. So this is about business, building your empire, and building your income. The next thing I want to talk about is cleanliness. OMG. Oh my God. I see, every time I talk about this, I just kind of get a little worked up. You guys, cleanliness is next to godliness. Clients do not want to have to sit in a dirty salon. One of the top reasons why clients don't come back to you is because either your station, or your salon was filthy. If you're wanting to attract a clientele that is used to vacationing on their own private yachts and staying at 5-star hotels, then you have to give them the 5-star service treatment. And that means allowing them to come into a salon that is spotless. There's some small things that you can do. This is one thing that I would do with my clients. I would make sure that either myself or my assistant swept the floor after every client. No client should walk into your chair and sit down and there's hair all over the floor. The other thing is to clean your chair between every client. I know some of you may be so busy and you're back to back and you're booked solid, and that's so awesome. But take the time to do these small things, because when you do, people take notice. So if you have a chair that has hair in it, or you have product all over the seats, or, just go in and wipe that out. Let your client see you do that. Spray down the chair with, some cleaning disinfectant spray and wipe it down. I had a client say to me, and she actually I think she drove over 2 hours to come see me because she had heard about the work that I do. And right before she sat in my chair, I took the time, made sure my station was clean, and swept the floor and wiped the chair out. And she sat there and watched me. She said, nobody's ever done that. Nobody's ever done that. So those small things like that set you apart, like, wow. And I know it sounds minute, but they're like, I go back to her because she cleans her chair out before I send it. And it's kind of like going to a restaurant and making sure the table's clean. Would you sit down at a dirty table? No. So don't allow your clients to sit at a dirty station. Make sure your brushes are clean, your combs are clean, your barbicide jar is clean, your makeup brushes are clean. Just make sure that everything looks superb when they walk through the door. The other thing is to be on time. Be on time. Many high-profile clients work in high-powered jobs. They're stressed out, they're exhausted, they're short on time. And if they have a 1 o'clock appointment, they do not have the time to wait on you to start their service 30 or 45 minutes late. Now, you guys, you have to learn, and this is something that took me a while to understand, you have to learn time management and how to properly schedule your clients. You have to have your schedule so down pat that it runs like a well-oiled machine. Now, there are cases where you may be running behind. We have it happen all the time in the salon. And in situations like that, it's important that you contact the client as soon as possible. Trust me, they will appreciate it. So if you foresee that you may be running behind more than 15 or 20 minutes, have your front desk staff contact them. Have your assistant call them and say, I apologize, Lacey is running behind schedule. Can you come in at 1:30 instead of 1 o'clock? They will so appreciate that. And that's what's going to help you stand apart from all the other hairstylists. You're doing things completely opposite of what other hairstylists would do. What other hairstylists would do is they would allow the client to come in, sit down, wait on them, tell them, oh, I'm going to be with you shortly, wash their hair, stick them on the dryer, let them sit there for another 30 minutes, and start their appointment so ridiculously late. And people do not appreciate that. What I have learned in my career is that people will pay for convenience, and they will pay more for convenience. I lost clients early on in my career because I did not understand the value of people's time. When I first started out, I was working in a hair salon that would schedule 5 people at 7:30 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And mind you, we only had 3 stylists to take care of these 5 people. So 2 people just had to sit and wait. What's the point in that? But I've also gained many clients in my career now because I understand the value of their time and showing them that. High-end clients have high-end clients have very, very, very busy schedules, and they will definitely pay more for convenience. And lastly, guys, please, please, please dress professional. This is something, all these things are so simple, but I tell you, I get feedback all the time from clients who say, Brenda, you have no idea what's out there. People are not clean. They come in smelling like smoke. They have mini skirts on. Just be professional and dress professional. We're artists, and of course, we like to express ourselves in many ways. Our choice of clothing is, one of them, which is why many salons implement dress codes. They want to have consistency. And that goes also back to branding. So in order to attract a high-end client, you have to dress the part. Look like the people you want to attract. I'm not saying go out and buy some, big, fabulous, high fashion wardrobe, but just think about that. Look like the people you want to attract. If you're a hairstylist, have your hair done. If you're a makeup artist, make sure your makeup is on point. You are the first representation a person sees when they see your work. Now let's talk a little bit about selling product. Now, this was always a scary thing for me, learning how to sell product at the end of the service. I've done their hair. They love it. It's amazing. They're getting ready to walk out the door. And I would just cringe when a person say, oh my God, what should I use on my hair? It's as if I did not want to, I don't know, offend them. I don't know. It was so uncomfortable. And sometimes it still can be uncomfortable for me. But what I started to realize is that if you're able to sell retail, you can up your ticket, your bottom line very, very easily. And if you're able to sell it in a way that person doesn't feel like you're selling it to them, then it makes it easier for you and for them. So what I found was the number one best reason and way for me to be able to do this was to educate people. I just started educating people as I was doing their hair, and as I was, cutting or styling or putting on product. If it was a serum or if it was a hairspray, I'd say, oh, this is a great serum, and here's why I love it. This is why I use this. This is what it does to your hair. I would take the product, put it in their hand, let them smell it, let them pump a little bit, let them feel the consistency. Let them enjoy the experience of the product as well as you do. If it's a hairspray, I like this hairspray because it's a firm freeze, but it doesn't make your hair hard and crunchy. There's no buildup. Just talk about the product, and you would be amazed. So what I would do after talking about the product, I would go and grab it, take all those products that I use, the shampoo, the conditioner, the hairspray, the serum, whatever it is that I use on that person's hair today, and I would sit it at my station right in front of them so they can look at the whole array, and then they could decide what they wanted to purchase. So I didn't feel like I was selling anything. And I kid you not, within a week, my retail sales shot through the roof. And I was so like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, it was that simple. How did that happen? So it's just all about educating. So don't feel like you're selling something like, oh my God, let me try to tell them about this product and hopefully they'll buy it. No, just educate them, teach them. This is what you do when you're at home. This is how you use this hairspray. This is how you use this flat iron. And you'd be surprised how quickly you'll be able to sell product. Now, the information that everybody wants to know about is how to land your high-end client. And the way to do that is to think outside the box. You have to do the opposite, the complete opposite of what everyone else in your industry is doing. In order to land your high-end client, you have to think outside the box. So I want to give you guys, go ahead and get your pen and paper out because this is going to be very important. I want to give you guys some tips. These are some things that I've done. These are some things that other stylists have done. These are some things that you can do right now, today, to start building your high-end clientele. Number one, get published. Get published in a magazine, get published in a newsletter, on a blog platform. Just get your work out there. Get it in print, because it's something about a person seeing your work in a book or in a magazine that just immediately adds expert to your name. They see it. The minute that I was featured in Essence magazine, my phone, or actually I was working at a salon. I wasn't freelancing at the time, but our salon's phone started ringing off the hook. And I was like, oh my God, this is all I had to do? So get your work featured in magazines. Go to hair shows. And hair shows are great because you, one, can educate yourself, but two, you can also network with other hairstylists who are already doing what you want to do. Interview them. Say, hey, I just want to ask you a couple questions. Do what I did to Julie Taylor. You know, here's Queen Latifah's hairstylist. I was like, oh my God, I could either take advantage of this situation or I can let this person pass me by and never, never have gotten the information that she gave me. Talk to the people who are already doing what you want to do. Ask them questions. Take classes, educate yourself. We talked about the more you educate yourself, the more you can start to charge for your services. Volunteer to do hair for indie films. There are a lot of films that are films that are being filmed maybe near your area or in your area, or some low budget films. Go in and say, hey, I'll volunteer my services. I'll work for free, because this not only gives you credit for your resume, but it gives you experience and exposure to potential high-end clients. The one thing you have to remember is that a lot of us started doing celebrities when these people were not even celebrities yet. They hadn't even made it to that status. But if you start with a person early on, they usually will bring you with them as they go up. So that's the secret. Go to model calls. You guys see all these open model calls where people are standing in line and it's all these girls and they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. Go out there and pass your information out, pass your cards out. And if you even want to think even more outside the box, start doing hair on the street. I know that sounds crazy, but you guys could pull out a comb and a small bottle of travel hairspray and make each person look completely different so that they can be their best for their audition. Give them a business card or give them a small, cute little compact mirror with your name and your phone number on. Partner with other photographers, other makeup artists, wardrobe stylists who have worked with celebrities. Assist someone who has a high-end clientele already. The other way to get immediately in front of celebrities or high-end clients is to get an agent. Actors have agents. Hairstylists have agents too. Offer makeovers to plastic surgeons' employees. If they're working at the front desk, they may need their hair and makeup done. So go in and introduce yourself and offer to give them a complimentary makeover. When their patients come back in and say, oh my God, your hair looks amazing. Who did it? And that's an easy referral for you. Go to networking events. I got many high-end clients from a Mercedes-Benz event that was held, and I don't even remember what it was about. I don't know if they were selling cars or art or whatever, but I went there, talked to people, gave out a few cards. But back to that, with building relationships. Sometimes it's not just about handing out cards. It's just about learning what that person needs and figuring out how you can help them. Go to award shows or art museums. Place yourself around the people that you want to have sitting in your chair. Offer your services to exotic dancers. And these are things that I actually did. When I first started, I went to strip clubs because I knew I wanted to be a hair extension specialist. And I knew that these were the people who would wear my services, and it could add to what they were doing and help them increase their income. So I would actually market my services to strippers. So you guys just think outside the box. If it sounds crazy, go for it. Try it. I mean, at least try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But people miss opportunity because opportunity often looks like work. There are a lot of other stylists who are not as much of a go-getter as you, who are on this call right now. There are lots of people who are just sitting back and they want the clients to fall out the sky. They want people to just pick up the phone and schedule with them. But you're going to be different because you're going to take all this information that you learned today and you're going to apply it. And in no time, you'll see that you'll be on your way to building a high profile clientele. So I want you guys to remember to be about your business and stay on your grind, because that's how you make it in this industry.